Hi, good morning. This is Trading Bitcoin. It's going to be fun. And yes, Stone is back. He's already making fun of me for the morning, which is always a great start. Oh, this is going to be great. And yes, a lot of people are talking about volatility, so I'm excited about his title. He got me here ASAP. And Mr. Tone, how is Singapore?
Yeah, no, Singapore is pretty good. The weather is good, rains sometimes. I had an interesting day today. I actually got to tweet it out. I was at a gold and silver vault storage. I got like pictures holding like a 50 kilo bar of silver and like a 25 kilo bar of gold. Approximately, that's how much they felt like they weighed. They're insanely heavy. I got pictures. Yeah, it's a really cool company. Singapore has some pretty sweet laws. If you're gonna do your, gold and silver end of the world is coming storage facilities, they're pretty good, and they're getting into like hard like Bitcoin storage as well. Really, really cool. I'm gonna tweet that stuff out. I gotta set up another affiliate code with these guys. Pretty legit company. It was a really good day. It was a good visit of the vault, so that I've seen the gold and the silver. It's actually there.
You held bullion?
Yeah. I have to.
Really heavy.
Hold on.
Really
Yeah,
heavy.
yeah. They're on my Skype. Hold on. Maybe I can pull it up on my Skype.
Isn't it like
Uh,
27 pounds per like bar? Something like utterly ridiculous.
yeah, no, it was huge. All right, hold on. I do want to get to trading Bitcoin. I didn't realize I was back there. I'm gonna send out the pictures. Yeah, of course, Skype has to freaking update. Anyway, I'll see if I can pull up the pictures later. But yeah, let's just go on with the screen share and the charts. And Leah, feel free to interrupt me at any time with good questions.
Awesome.
All right.
Yes, guys, please send through good questions. It makes my morning.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go straight to, actually, I want to go to screen share for a minute. Let me not dox Skype. Move that over as well, because I do want to talk about the Unconfiscatable conference. We got more poker players. Hey, so I'm restructuring the poker game. I actually turned off the registrations for poker at the moment. I think we're only going to have one poker game. Instead of having the 100 people with the top 3 finishers playing in the celebrity game, I think I'm going to lower the entry fee for the celebrity game, and I'm going to open it up to people. So I will need like maybe 1 or 2 days to decide how much the entry fee is going to be to the celebrity game. It'll be somewhere between 0.1 and 0.25. And we're going to open this game up to either 50 or 100 people, with 20 to 30 of them being celebrities. So David Silver has agreed to play. Nick Crypto, Nick_Core from Miami, he's going to play. Ari David Paul is in, and George Salmon is in. Many people don't remember George Salmon. I'm going to be doing videos with George Salmon when I get to Australia. He was the guy that I referenced in the capitulation stuff. And guess what? We might get Saifedean to play, because Saifedean has agreed to come and speak at the conference. So we have Trace Mayer, we have Willy Woo, and sometime in the next 24 hours, there will be a card for Saifedean Moose of the Bitcoin Standard. We got him.
Hey, Peter Todd and Max and Stacy.
Yep.
Giacomo. Maybe Bitcoin Baby will come too.
Maybe. But yeah, this is shaping out to be a really, really cool event. And yeah, the poker, there will be one awesome poker game, and we're going to come up with some really cool prizes, some cash prizes, and we'll get some sponsors to give out some really cool stuff for the prizes. So the conference is shaping out really, really well. I'm really looking forward to it. And besides that, oh, I forgot to make one change. I'm going to make the change because I have a feeling that a lot of people have absolutely no idea what country Orangistan is. That wasn't ideal of us. So I will be doing a workshop in Aruba. That is Aruba. It's a tiny island, so I don't know why they have cities inside that island. But this is Aruba. I know AW isn't really helping, so I will. But this should send people to Google. And there might be one more city in between these two. I just want to figure out if I want to do it on a Saturday or a Sunday, but I will also be doing one in Tampa. So as I come back to the US, I'll be doing some workshops. All right, anyway, that's enough. If you like my work and you guys want to support my work, please check out the affiliates page, as always, and I think we've wasted enough time. Let's go straight to the charts. Let's go to the charts. The monthly chart is really important, guys. We only have about, what, 2 days left? What's today's date? I don't know. I'm on the other side of the world here. I think today's the 30th or the 29th. Okay. Okay. So Halloween's the 31st, right? I think I'm flying to Australia that day. What are you going to be for Halloween?
So I've totally been celebrating Halloween almost every single day. I was Daisy Duke this past weekend. It was kind of a
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, how come I didn't get any pictures?
Yeah, that's not happening. But take pictures of your costume.
No, I'm not gonna have a costume. I'm gonna be on an airplane like where I usually am.
Yeah, you wear a costume on the airplane.
Yes, that airplane ride will probably be fun. Anyway. So the month is going to end, and it's very, very interesting where this month ends, because if this month ends below 6,388, and at the moment, I believe we are lower than 6,388 on Bitstamp. No, I'm sorry, this is BLX. This is the index from Brave New Coin. And if it does, this will flip to a red 3, which is going to continue to set us up for the sequential downside. So we will keep an eye on this very carefully over the next 2 days. I'm still expecting the big capitulation drop next month in order for the price to meet the 76.4% Fibonacci line. Everyone still complains about this line. Everyone wants it to be 78.6. 0.6. I mean, my trading view default is different. It's not that much of a difference. It's now taking us down to 44.50. I can leave that. Wait, hold on. 6, that one. It's even lower. So I guess I can leave that line. I still like the other line better. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to leave my other line only because it's higher. So 6.4. I'm going to leave it for now. I can always lower that line to the other Fibonacci percentage. We should ask Tyler what he thinks on 76.4 versus 78.6 debate. But that's basically the monthly. We got 2 more days. Let's see what happens. Today's closing price is going to show up at the end of the day. Not going to talk about this. Nothing to talk about there either. Let's talk about the triangle. I keep readjusting this triangle in order to make it optimal. Here's my optimal triangle. It is really coming to an end. And the drop in the last few hours is taking us back to the bottom of the triangle. Like I've been saying the last 2 weeks, if we make it back to the bottom of the triangle, I will be doubling down on my short. I will be even more confident that we're going to reach 5,000. This was, I know people think that the risk reward is crazy, but the risk reward is irrelevant when your probability of success is unreasonably high. So I don't mind this. So I am still happy with my trade. I always was happy with my trade. The tether thing I knew was going to be temporary. And now we are back to almost to where the price was at the time I took the short. I believe I took the short at around 61.80 or 61.90, and we're not far from there now. So another $100 drop, and my trade is definitely in the green, maybe even before that. So that's the weekly chart, and the target remains. The target remains, and the week has just started, guys, too. My first target remains at 49.75. My second target remains around 3,000, which is the triangle line. And my ultimate target will be this vicinity of 1,350, down all the way to 1,000 or so. But there's no reason to consider this until we see what happens up there. Here's the daily chart. This is the daily Bitfinex chart, and the CMF is going completely crazy. People said that the CMF
got bought out.
Hmm?
They got bought out.
No, Bitfinex didn't. I think Bitstamp did.
Oh crap! You're right. It's still morning.
Yeah,
Good.
I think Bitstamp got bought out. I've kind of seen the news. I don't really know what that means. Let's hope that whoever bought them doesn't discover 80,000 missing Bitcoin, just like Mark Arpellis did when he bought Mt. Gox. So I hope they did a full audit before they bought it. But I think Bitstamp is pretty legit. I haven't had much of a problem, or haven't heard much of a problem with it. Here's the daily chart. The daily chart is on a 6, and we're gonna wait for that 9, but the daily chart has not been very good with the indicator. However, look where we are in the purple channel. The purple channel has been very critical to the bull market of Bitcoin for the last 2 to 3 years. And we are back into this channel, and we're slowly moving towards the bottom of that channel. And I do think we're gonna hit the bottom of that channel. I know every one of these red arrows has been coming up short, but eventually one of these arrows is gonna come through. So this channel is very, very clean. It's very, very good. I don't have a problem with Bitcoin hitting the bottom of this channel, which currently sits at 4,600. And if we hit the bottom of the channel at the end of the year, at year end, it's at 5,500. I think we're gonna hit it somewhere in between. I think that's another reason why 5,000 can hold the price up. And we'll see what happens. The moving averages still look pretty bad, actually. They're all declining, and they're all below each other, and they're all above the price. So that is just not good. You guys did that whole workshop on Consensio, and according to Consensio, this is pretty damn bearish. And these moving averages are 50, 128, and 200. The 12-hour chart has been exceptionally good for trading Bitcoin. And as you can see, we just hit a 9 on the 12-hour. And we are back to the level where Tether broke out. So we have completely retraced the entire Tether, scare, which I always thought was silly. Either Tether is going to implode or it won't. The CMF stayed negative the entire time. And after this 1 to 4 candle correction to the upside, I am expecting more downside. And I am expecting the TDST line to crack. This is the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart has been absolutely textbook. This is how you trade the sequential. It doesn't get any more textbook than this. You hit a 9 on the 4-hour sequential. You had a 1 to 4 candle correction to the upside. That's the dead cat bounce off the 9. And now, boom. So when that happens, you're supposed to be entering your trades on a red 1 going below the 9. And then you can double down on that trade with a red 2 below a red 1, or even a red 2 below the 1's close. And the CMF remains negative the entire time. The 4-hour chart is on a monster short play, but this is the conflict, because the 12-hour chart is on a 1 to 4 day candle correction, which is a 1 to 2 day correction. So your 4-hour chart may look great, but it's gonna run into a conflict with the 12-hour unless the 12-hour just keeps going down. Here's the 1-hour chart. The 1-hour chart, went from a combo 13 at the low yesterday right into a 9 this morning, early in the morning. Excuse me, got to sneeze. So that went right into a 9 here. That 9 didn't hold. It turned into a red 1 by the end of the hour. And then there is your red 2 going below a red 1, giving you a short trade that is absolutely beautiful right now. And it's coming up on a 9 itself. So now you have the 1-hour coming up on a 9 counter rally, the 12-hour coming up on a counter rally. The 4-hour is telling you to short, and the daily is kind of messy like it always is. Though the daily is saying, 1 to 3 more days of downside. So overall, this thing is leaning short, but I wouldn't short it this second. I would wait for that 12-hour to kind of show itself to see what's going on there. That's about it. Short leverage is still pretty low. Still doesn't really matter. The price is more important than the amount of people that are short. The price between Bitfinex and Bitstamp hit a 9 at the high, and it's been breaking even ever since. Look at Tether. I mean, the TD sequential can seriously be used on the strangest, craziest things. And for some reasons unknown to me, it just works. Here's a 9 of Tether at the low, and here's a 9 of Tether at the high. So beautiful time to, if you were trading Tether against the dollar, the sequential system certainly helped you in navigating Tether versus the dollar trade. Here's gold. Gold is having a good week. I don't think that's gonna, well, it all depends on the stock market. I think this is gonna fade back to the downside. Here is the stock market. Like we were saying with Tyler this last night, I think we're due for a little bit of a relief rally, and we will see if that relief rally is going to bring us a real rally. Here is the daily S&P, and if this count breaks to the upside, we'll see what happens, because that's the daily chart. This was supposed to be a 9 here, but it wasn't. It price flipped. It's possible that the crash in the stock market is over. It's very, very possible. Nice 13s at the low on the futures market on the 60-minute chart. Let's go to the 10-minute chart in the futures. Markets like to reverse around 10 a.m. Let's recalculate the sequential. Oh, what's wrong with my sequential? There it is. That's the 10 a.m. candle. So we opened, yeah, we opened pretty nicely. This looks kind of bullish to me. It's gonna work on a little bullish flag pennant. I'm okay with it. Oh, hey guys, I totally forgot. I want to do a couple of shout outs for my workshop before I go to Q&A. So my workshop here in Singapore, it was sponsored by Tangem banknote cards. It's like Bitcoin on a little card. You fill it with Bitcoin, and then you can use your cell phone to verify that this amount of Bitcoin is on the card. They're kind of like open dimes, only they're printed. The amount of Bitcoin that's supposed to be on the card is printed on the card, and then you can use your cell phone to check that out.
They sent me one too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have a couple of these bad boys. I should probably fill them. And also Alipay, which is a merchant processor and a debit card processor out of Kuala Lumpur. They sponsored my last workshop here in Singapore as well. I got to try to bring them to the US. Maybe they'll sponsor my conference. But definitely check out Alipay. I should probably set up. They're very legit, and as far as I know, and I believe that they're legit. I've been in touch with them for a while. So definitely check out Alipay for your merchant processing needs and your debit card needs. I gotta put in an affiliate code with these guys over on my website. All right, so there's a couple of things I can do now. I can take questions. I can also go through some stocks. I think I have, yeah, sector watch list, stock watch list. So let's do stock watch list, sector watch list. I think I had a currency watch list. I should probably do watch list. Yeah, here we go.
You did get a currency question when you're ready.
Okay, so let me do currency. Global indices. Yeah, I gotta go through like watch lists more often. So this is the Japanese yen. This is the last watch list I looked at. Let me open my watch lists. Oh, here is the currency watch list. Beautiful. I don't need that. I don't need that. Let me make this smaller. I don't really need their price. Oh, that didn't really work, did it? There we go. And here is the weekly chart of the Japanese yen. And we broke out of the triangle, right? That's what I drew last time. So it still needs to break the prior high. So we'll keep an eye on this. Not much is going on. Let me look at the Euro USD. Yeah, the Euro was bad, very bad, which is great because I'm coming back to Europe for some conferences in March. Hopefully the damn things will be at parity. So yeah, so the Euro looks bad on a weekly chart, and on a daily chart, it looks like it might rally. Yep. Oh, on a daily chart, be very careful. You have a TD9 at the setup trend line. This will probably lead to a bullish correction to the upside, and keep an eye on this. I would not be shorting the Euro at this moment. I would wait because let this 9 develop. So good thing I checked the daily chart. What was the currency question, Leah?
You actually kind of nailed it. It was the euro to the dollar on the weekly, but also if you could check the monthly.
Sure. Yeah, the daily is telling you that there is a 1 to 4 candle dead cat bounce and then continuation of downside. And remember, you're still on the countdown from the last 9. See what happened on the last 9? Textbook, absolutely textbook. You had a 9 buy followed by a reversal candle. You had your 1, 2, 3 candle correction. You ended up with a reversal candle of a shooting star, rejected by the moving average, and down we went into the countdown. Now we hit another 9. So this 9 is weaker than this 9 because it's taking place within the countdown trend and within the weekly bear trend of a 5 to a 13. So be very, very careful here. And you want to look at the monthly?
Yep, monthly, and then pound to the euro is another question.
Oh, I need to create that chart. So this is the monthly, and I have to zoom this out. If it's a monthly, we have to look at it on a big scale. So the monthly is not looking good. You see, this is what I'm talking about with the triangle. I can't really draw on this at the moment. I wish I can have the drawing tools on full screen. That's the only thing that bothers me about TradingView right now. I should talk to them. Now this is a little bit like debatable what I'm about to do. What I'm about to do is debatable. So if I draw this triangle, you see, because very clearly, I should probably make it red. Okay, so yeah, it's a best fit triangle, guys. Doing the best we can here. So you can clearly see that if I zoom into this triangle, let me drop the oscillators, I don't need them. It's not perfect. I can extend it. Anyway, it's good enough, right? So you see this triangle here. And I'm fudging it a little bit because, but to me, this is 1, 2, 3 equal lows. And very clearly we have a lower high, lower high, lower high, higher high than this slightly, but lower high than that. To me, this is a triangle. It's not as clean as Bitcoin. It's not as clean as silver, but it's a triangle. And what happened next was a breakdown. Now, this is actually textbook as well, because we back tested the bottom side of the triangle as resistance. Very, very clear. And we've been rejected by that resistance. So what does this mean for the euro? Well, let's take a look at how big this triangle is. That is a 30% upswing. So guess what? We're going to look for a 30% downswing. And let's see where that is. So once we broke the bottom of the triangle, oops. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, this is the problem. You got to go down 30%. There. So that's what you're looking at for the euro. Now, the triangle has clearly broken down, and we've back tested. And now, the moment you go below this line, I think all hell is going to break loose in the euro, and it's going to drop very quickly from 0.05 down to 0.85, even though the round number of parity can hold it up. Now, the problem that you have is once you actually come back down to 0.85, you would be right here. And that's the prior supporting low. It may, ironically, that's exactly where the triangle is pointing you to. Now, it can certainly bounce and make a double bottom. Enough time has passed. And this double bottom can lead to some crazy gains, kind of like what happened in like coffee or some of the other commodities. If I go to FinWiz, because they have long-term monthly charts, and I have monthly, maybe not coffee, I think, or yeah, or maybe coffee. You can get these double bottoms. Let me see, there was one of these things that had a beautiful double bottom. Was it sugar? No, I wasn't sure. Yeah, so you see how you get these double bottoms when enough time has passed. But so maybe the euro has a chance. It has a puncher's chance to survive this low and bounce from 0.85 to new all-time high. But most likely, it'll just bounce back to parity, back to 0.85, and then eventually go down towards 50 cents on the dollar for the euro. Like my long-term projection for the euro is not very good. But that's kind of what we're looking at here. As far as the sequential on the monthly is concerned, you're on a 6 of 9, breaking moving averages and they're about to cross to the downside. So even with other metrics, the euro is probably in for some bad time in the near future. Oh, I see a tip. Thank you, Truth Serum. I haven't been looking at the chat at all, by the way. So that one's on you, Leah. All right, what else we got? Should I look? Oh, the pound versus the euro.
Yeah, and then you have some interesting stock picks.
So is that EUR versus GDP or GDP versus EUR? I forget what the Wall Street convention is.
GDP, EUR.
It is GBP EUR, right?
Mm-hmm.
GBP EUR. No, it's the other one. EUR GBP. Because you have more choices. Oh my God, look at this. 13, 9, 13. Beautiful, beautiful call of the bottom at 0.7. So 0.7 euros per pound. So that means that the euro was, so this is euro in pounds. So the euro is appreciating against the pound. So that means that the pound is really dropping against USD. And it is. The pound is dropping against USD. So if I look at the pound against USD, that's not looking good. That's on a 6 of 9 monthly, just like the euro, and that's going to be going down. The weekly pound, wow, beautiful 9 doji right at the low, but that's ran its course, and you're now bearish, and you can double down as you get to the prior bottom. So now if I go back to euro versus the pound, this is euros in terms of pounds on a weekly scale, and it's pretty steady actually. A little bit bullish here. So the euro should appreciate in terms of pounds, but it's kind of neutral. I wouldn't touch it. I would at least wait for next week for a green 2 to be above a green 1. On the daily scale, you had a 9. You had a beautiful 9 at the low, followed by a 13. Beautiful buying opportunity here. Beautiful buying opportunity here that led to a 1 to 3 candle correction, and then the countdown. Again, textbook, absolutely textbook. And now you had a 9. You broke above that 9, and I would be bullish the euro in terms of pounds. It looks like the pound wants to depreciate even faster than the euro against the dollar. Okay, that's the currency outlook. Let me see the Australian, because I'm going there. When am I gonna exchange my currency? That's the daily, and it doesn't, maybe tomorrow. Oh, maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait till I get to Australia, because I think this is gonna accelerate to the downside. I think my time in Australia is gonna be very well spent. I'm also in Singapore, so SG, it's USD SGD. I don't know which one's better.
Probably, and then you want to do some Asian indices?
I'm sure. Yeah, so look at that. So it's great. It's great for me to be in Singapore right now. I'm getting a 40% discount on my dollars. Let me reset the indicator. Oh, a beautiful 9 at the high and 9 at the low. Oh my God. Oh my God, 9 at the high, Jesus Christ. You know, it's charts like this that make me want to quit YouTube and just trade. Like I gotta write a bot. I gotta write a notification bot, and I gotta plug like all of these tradable things in. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. Like it doesn't get any better than this. Jeez. That's the daily look. Here's the weekly look. That was like Wow, this indicator is really like, I don't know what TradingView is up to. It's been eating up the memory. Maybe we need to refactor it or something. Hasn't been acting very well. We're only on a 5 of 9 weekly, so clearly more upside. Oh yeah, this is not looking good for Singapore, guys. I'm sorry. This looks like the dollar is really strong, really strong. All right, what else am I looking at, Leah?
Well, before we go to the some of the other exchanges, while you're on Singapore, you want to do the STI, Straits Times Index?
Yeah, you know what? Let me go to another. I'm trying to be organized here. This is
You did get a tip for the KOSPI.
This is sectors. This is stocks. Let me create a low chart layout. I should have indices, right? Watch list, global indices. Okay, let's go take a look at it from here. Because I can't open all those charts one by one. So this is, what is this? This is, what is this? What is the BSC? You know?
I'm on mute, having fun in the live chat. The BSC for Sensex?
Yeah. What market is that?
I mean, isn't that the Indian?
That's Indian.
Isn't that
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rupee?
Indian, yeah, it's the Indian market. I forgot. I should know that. I should know this stuff. BSC, yeah. I should have known that. The Bombay Stock Exchange. I should have known that. That's my bad, guys. That's me being an idiot. U.S. stock subsector sectors. I don't even have a watch list for indices. What is this watch list? This is my general watch list. Let me. Oh yeah, there's indices on here. I don't know what the hell that is. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of DIA, GLD, FXC. That's Visa. I don't need Bitcoin stuff. Now, let me add BSC. I'll put it back in there. The Bombay Stock Exchange. And which one did you want me to look at?
The KOSPI is actually, you got a tip for it. KOSPI, Korean.
KOSPI, let me see which one. The KOSPI composite or the KOSPI 200? What do you think?
For sure the composite.
Okay. Sure. This is a NASDAQ 100, but why is it not NDX? What's NAS? US NASDAQ 100 from FX. Nah, NDX is the legit one. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Let's go to the real thing. Yeah, it's a delayed quote, but that's okay. I can get a real-time quote, but that's fine. Not a big deal. Okay. Yeah, NDX. I don't need the SPY. I don't need the no, that one I'll leave. All right, KOSPI, let's take a look. Yeah, I don't need this button. Let's go to full screen. Let's see what's going on here. Man, all these nines at the highs. I love it. So it's not good. It looks a lot like the S&P 500, to be honest with you. It looks bad. It's on a 5 of 9 weekly with a 6 countdown. So it's calling for a lot more downside. Let's see what the daily looks like. Could be a 9. Man, why does it always do that? Yeah, and it's also on a 5 of 9 with a 6 on a daily. Yeah, it's not looking good. Beautiful 9 at the high, and then a 9 which leads to the countdown phase. So I would be pretty bearish right now on the Korean stock market. Pretty bearish. You can look at the Nasdaq. I wonder how delayed it is. I wish it would tell me. I think it should only be like 15 minutes delayed. And again, loop too long. I don't know what's going on. Let me re-enter the indicator. Maybe it'll help. Nope. Maybe TradingView did something that's making it harder to calculate. Yeah, it's still pretty bearish, but that's a good gap. Let's see if this gap can close. All right, what else we got?
Well, you got a fun tip. So Zcash to Ethereum.
Really?
Yeah. I believe that's a Swedish krona, right? So that was, you got a $5.50 tip for Zcash. And then we have some fun stock picks actually.
All right.
But you did get a nice tip from
Let me
Bitcoin.
Let me do this. Let me create a new watch list. Create new list. Shit coins. Let me make a copy.
Don't worry, Nick is on and he wants Ethereum too. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick. Okay, so what are we gonna put in this thing? What did that person want? ZEC versus ETH?
Yep.
Does that pair even exist? Yeah, it does. I'm gonna go with Poloniex because the history is longer. Does Poloniex still trade?
Sorry, I was on mute. I'm not sure. I mean, since its acquisition from Circle.
I mean, they're still trading. It's bullish. I don't know what that means. That means that Zcash should appreciate against Ethereum, right? So that means Zcash in terms of Ethereum is going to be more expensive. So this is bullish for Zcash and bearish for Ethereum. Looks good. Yeah, looks good. Zcash will do better than Ethereum. Looks positive to me. All right, what did Nick want? Ethereum? I have like actual Ethereum charts. ETH USD. No, ETH BTC. So it's Ethereum in terms of Bitcoin. And I forgot what I was using before. I'll probably go with Polonia. You know what? I'm actually gonna take a look and see what I had. I really hate this thing. It's really annoying. Load chart layout, ETH. So here's
Nick's saying dollar wise. And he's saying there's a bottom and he wants to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I'll look at ETH in dollars. Here's ETH in dollars. Haven't looked at it since August. looked at this one in August, looked at this one in October. Yeah, so I have two of them up. Well, my arrow is looking good now, isn't it? Drew this arrow back on this day. Yeah, the last time I looked at this one was in August. I saw the red 2 below the red 1 below the low, and I drew this arrow. So that's looking great. And just like this bullish triangle broke it to the upside, we now have a bearish triangle. We had a 9 at the low. We're now working on a countdown. To me, this is a clear descending triangle in the making. So once again, we can go ahead and draw the descending triangle. Kind of like yay. Not a big one, small one. Whoa, not what I meant to draw. So that's only about 50%. Unfortunately, Ethereum can't fall 130% to the downside. We can only wish. So you are looking at another 50% correction, right? Whatever that is, about $100. There you go. So 50%. That's what I see. 50% fall out of the triangle. Now, where will that lead you? Ethereum should really fall to the last high that it had. And as you can see by this weekly chart, the last high that Ethereum had on Bitfinex was here at a beautiful price of $15. Okay, so that's probably where Ethereum is going, because that's what the chart's telling me. That's the chart versus the dollar. Look at the beautiful 9 at the high too on the weekly. We can check the daily. It's on a 6 of 9, so more downside on the daily as well. And this one is only a 4 of 9. Yeah, I'll look at the Bitcoin price in a second. Yeah, what's up?
Nick's asking you to make a nice bottom prediction.
On Ethereum? $15. Beautiful 9 at the high as well, right there. This is the Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and it's the same thing, right? Like here was your prior high. Ethereum needs to hold this line. If Ethereum doesn't hold this line, it's totally screwed. You have absolutely no support. You had a 9 on a weekly scale versus Bitcoin, bounced right off the 13, long wick, a little bit of a correction, and then down we go. You're on a 4, and right now Ethereum looks like a complete disaster once again, because the moment you go below this line, you are in trouble, and you're almost at that line. You would be breaking the swing low. You are on a countdown, starting another countdown, and then below that low is this low. And once again, you are screwed once you go below that low. And once you go below that low, there's nowhere else you can go because you're below the prior swing high and you have no support. You're kind of done. It's going towards 0 against Bitcoin. I see no support in Ethereum at all. Complete another disaster. All right, next.
Well, that's good for the morning. You got a tip earlier. Where are we on the psychology of the market cycle, in your opinion?
Wow. That's a really good question. Once again, I will recommend the work of George. Oh, I think I have it on a different tab. Hold on. No, not that tab. This tab. Hold on. I'm gonna go back to the work of George Salmon. I'm gonna have George Salmon on my channel when I get to Australia, and that's where he lives. The psychology of markets. To be honest, while I had thought that we were in the fear and depression and maybe panic because of the dreaded flatness around 6,000, I'm starting to think that we are still in a denial phase. Based on all of the comments to my short trade, it feels like the majority of the people are just in denial right now. I don't think fear has set in yet, nor depression, nor panic, nor capitulation. Like, it's really scary, the fact that this weekly triangle doesn't want to break down and has made people complacent and actually bullish. I'm starting to reconsider where we are, and I honestly think we're in denial. And if we're still in a denial phase, then Tyler's 1,000 Bitcoin is more true than ever at the moment. Like, again, if you look at this chart of the S&P 500, here is, it's kind of flat, and people are like, oh, we're stabilizing, we're stabilizing, we're stabilizing. And then boom, fear, depression, panic, capitulation, despondency. Like, none of this has happened yet. We're still like over here somewhere. We're still in this denial phase. You see this like final dead cat bounce? Like, I honestly think that we're, if you asked me a few months ago, I was already talking about fear and depression, but this flatness in the triangle, making that triangle, I believe I think we've gone here, and then we went back to denial, and then we have to go through this transition again. It's really scary. Look, I don't want to, again, right? Like, the tone, you're spreading FUD. I agree with you. I have some fear and some uncertainty, and definitely some doubt that bigger prices for Bitcoin are going to be with us anytime soon. It is a little scary. You just have to be mentally prepared and financially ready.
Can it ever be justified to have both long and short positions at the same time?
Only in the options market.
How do you respond to the view that candles have to touch lower edge of the triangle to make descending triangles valid?
I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of making a best fit line. I also teach people to make these lines thick. Like, in reality, like, I would take this triangle, right? And I would raise the thickness like that. And if I can raise the thickness if I can triple this thickness, I would. And then like I would triple this thickness so that I'm touching the bottom of this wick and the top of that wick. Like, you really want to draw really, really thick lines to make sure everything is touching. To me, that's the right way to do it. So I don't count pennies. This is also why I hate bot trading. A bot trading doesn't have intuition, and it treats a price closing a penny lower or higher the same as it's closing $100 lower or higher, but they're not the same. So there you go.
Do you have any advice on buying puts to hedge a position? Would you constantly buy monthlies as insurance, or only buy when it's in trouble? And the tickers this person is using is ITM, OTM, and ATM, which I believe is VanEck Environmental Services, Therapeutics, and Gold Corp. But the overall question is, do you advise on buying puts to hedge a position? Would you constantly buy monthlies as insurance, or only buy when it looks in trouble?
Oh man, you guys are asking me options questions. So I would, but only if the implied volatility is low. Like for example, if you know a big hurricane is coming, you can't like run out and buy flood insurance because the insurance company also knows that the hurricane is coming. So they're going to jack up the insurance price. So if you're going to buy options to protect your position, you have to make sure you're not overpaying for the option. And if you know there's trouble on the horizon, the option seller is going to jack up the price. So you need to think 2 steps ahead, like in chess, and you got to buy those options before the option seller sees trouble on the horizon. The other choice you have, unlike a house, right? Because you're holding the stock and you think that the hurricane is coming, instead of going out and buying flood insurance, you can just sell your house to someone else and then buy it back after the hurricane is over. You can't really do that with the house, but you could do that with an asset, right? So you can, if you know that if you want to hedge your position, but the options are too expensive, you can go ahead and sell that position and you can buy back in later if you didn't buy it early enough. As far as holding those puts, man, again, I'm giving away trade secrets here. If you are going to buy a put contract to protect your position a month out, you're only supposed to hold it for 3 weeks, and then you should resell it. You don't want to hold your options the last week, because that's when your time decay really kicks in. I mean, I can do like a week-long course on options. There's so much to learn there, but that's the basic crash course.
I like it. Do you want to look at any individual ticker stocks?
Sure, we can pull up the stock list.
Well, your favorite, we can start with Amazon.
Sure.
We looked at it a little bit with Tyler last night, but let's deep dive. A bunch of people asked for Amazon. Dr. Copper.
All right, here's Amazon on a daily chart. Amazon is not looking good at all. You have a red 2 going below a red 1. This doji did not lead to any reversals. The market is kind of rebounding, but Amazon is in trouble. It had a pretty bad earnings, dipped down, closed the gap, and then sold off. This is not good at all. I mean, I made fun of Amazon for doubling the minimum wage, and I said this could be, Amazon could be in serious trouble from investors, and it looks like that was the right fundamental analysis call on Amazon. And I'm bearish Amazon right now. I mean, this thing could be in trouble and in a hurry. So I don't know. There might not be as good a deals on Black Friday from Amazon as I expected from last year. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Amazon's in a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, Amazon's not looking good. What else should we look at? I think I saw Tesla in there. Mm-hmm. Wow, look at Tesla. Tesla's doing well. Tesla's doing great. If I turn on the sequential in full, oops, wrong indicator. If I turn on all the numbers of the sequential, Tesla bounced off a reversal candle. Unfortunately, it was a giant green 1 breaking all the moving averages. The ballsy trade to make was, and I don't know if I would have made it. They had a great earnings call. So after the earnings call, you know, it closed the gap. It's breaking setup trend. It's breaking prior high. So the ballsy trade on Netflix would have been to go long right here. And you should already be in a break-even stop. Life is hindsight, guys, because I haven't looked at this in a while. You should already be in a break-even stop, because look, you don't want to buy on this one candle because you have no idea. Then earnings is coming, right? Earnings was announced after this candle formed. That's why you have this up gap on the day after earnings, because earnings is after hours. It closed the gap. I talk about in my workshops why that happens. Not going to talk about it here. And then it pulled all the way back. And then the next day, you have a green 4, above a green 3, above setup trend, above prior highs after a positive earnings. So that is the time to get back into Tesla, and you're looking to exit on a 9 and then see if you can get a 1 to 4 candle correction, maybe back to the blue line, and then pick it up again on the bounce. All right, what else we got, Leah?
You always got loads. Okay, so Square. Obviously, everyone always asks Square. Nice proxies.
We just got another tip with British pounds, still worth more than $1.
Yeah. All right, let's start with, you want to do that?
Sure, and then I'll go back to stocks.
All right, sir. 10 pounds. You have been saying 3.8K and then 5K, 5,000 since start of the year? Question mark. So will you take year analysis back as you can't analyze prices a year ahead? It still hasn't touched 5,000.
I don't understand the question, do you?
Okay, my understanding would be, would you, I think it's simply that, is it possible to analyze prices on a yearly basis, and would you potentially change your analysis, maybe looking forward, or retrospectively, would you have changed it given the difficulty of projecting out a year?
No, I mean, I don't regret anything I've said. Like, I don't, I haven't really made, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't made any analysis mistakes this entire year. Now you can say that I was bullish at 17,000 in very early January, and I got caught on the bull trap, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. No, I wouldn't change anything. I mean, I'm still expecting 5,000 this year. And if it doesn't happen this year, that's only worse. That means, like, I was wrong. We didn't hit 5,000 this year, but it's worse than I expected. Like people think that because we didn't hit 5,000 yet, somehow the picture is more bullish than Venzen and I called it back in January. It's not. It's even like the situation is worse because we haven't yet gotten to 5,000. That means the bear market will probably last even longer. Like, I don't understand why people think this is a good thing. We haven't hit 5,000 yet. It's not. It's a bad thing.
You got another tip, 2 pounds. Can you do AMD, Advanced Micro Devices?
Yep, I already opened it. So AMD is not looking good at all, but it's getting ready to bounce to the upside, I believe. I think this is a pretty big correction. I mean, the damn thing fell almost 50%. I think it has a little bit more downside left. We are approaching the prior high. This is what I expect for Bitcoin right here, you know? So that's the prior high. That's the prior high of AMD. And if it goes below that level, now it gets a little bit tricky because I'm not sure where the next high is, because this was consecutively lower highs. So is it this high, or this high? I honestly don't know. I mean, you go with the closest one you got. So that one. So I believe that AMD has a chance to bottom out in the next 2 days and give you this 9 and then go to the upside. If we break this blue line, then it will probably go down to 15 bucks. And I think it will be a pretty damn good buy at $15. But you need a reversal. Like, here's the problem that people have that aren't traders. When I say right now, AMD would be a good buy at $15, I can change my mind when it gets to $15. And I can say, hey, this is a beautiful short. And then the person will say, but a month ago, you said it was a good buying opportunity. And I'm like, yes, but I have more information now. I have more information a month from now than I did today. Right now, I would be looking to time the daily 9 buying opportunity this week. If that fails, I would be looking for the TD sequential 13 buy around $15 because it would also be the prior swing high. So that's what I would be looking at on AMD. Let me look at the weekly chart. See, the weekly chart still looks pretty nasty because the weekly chart is only on a 5. What a beautiful 913 at the high. And right now we're on a 5. The daily should give you a bounce, but that bounce may be short-lived. The weekly looks really bad. But the thing is though, right, like we can bounce really strong this week and still get you to a 9 within the 50, be above $15. So the daily is on a counter trend, tradable bullish rally off the 9 this week, but the weekly is still bearish.
Sweet. You got a tip from Decentralized. More pounds. $5. 5 pounds. Oh,
Cool.
euro. Sorry, I'm still waking up. Actually, I don't have glasses, but yes. Okay. So one that may be interesting while you're still up, there is someone's asking for the Swedish index, the OMXS30. That may be interesting given the ETN.
All right, let me get back to my watch list on indices. What is this? Oh, that's the sector fund. That's the currency fund. Okay. So this is the so I should rename this one. Hold on. Rename list. So this is indices. Which one? OMX?
Yeah, Stockholm.
I guess this one, right? No, it's the ETF. I don't want
the second one.
This one?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay, got it. That's the daily. Let me go to the weekly. I don't know. I wouldn't touch it. It's in the middle of nowhere. You got a 13 here, but that's a weird 13 because it's coming from like this 9 here, which this 13 should have been reset because we closed above setup trend line. Probably in the next code release, I'm gonna make that update. So that 13 probably shouldn't even be there. It's on a 4 of 9 to the downside. I mean, it's leaning bearish, but it's not that bad. I would stay away from it. It's leaning bearish. That's the most I can say.
All right, let's do 3 more. Since we're on indices, I will, and you know how much I love the Chinese market. Someone asked about the Shanghai Composite, and I guess on TradingView it's SH Comp. But I will say also the SSE. And then specifically SH Comp. Shanghai.
Yeah, but what's the ticker?
Yeah, exactly. SHCOMP. I got made fun of too. And they said downtrend monthly candles on 9 could mean the overall trend reversal for markets all around the world as China has been lagging behind. Yes. Maybe I'll speak Chinese while you set it up.
I want to find the actual Shanghai.
For Bloomberg and everything, it's SSE.
Oh, wait, I haven't. Oh, I should be looking at here. Shanghai Composite. There it is.
Yep.
Or shall I look at this one? No,
That's
one.
the Hang Seng.
There used to be a different ticker. Hold on. I'll add this one in, but I can swear I had.
You had SHCOMP when we played with it.
Yeah, so what happened to it? Did they drop it?
It dropped all the fun ones like the JCI.
No, they still have it.
They have the Jakarta?
Yeah, CH comp, yeah.
Well,
CH comp.
do you want the full? He's saying the monthly candle.
There it is. So it's in stocks. No,
Perfect.
I don't know where it's at. They screwed up. Oh, it's a contract for difference. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can pull that. I mean, I have it here. I don't know. Let me see. Let me add it.
And then the question is, do you think it's going to be a trend reversal that could affect markets all around the world as China's been lagging? Is the question.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Oh, this is the end of day, and that's the real life. Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter. They're closed. Yeah, CH comp. I'll leave the CH comp. That's fine. It's a once a day update. Well, actually, no, the other one was. Let's see what's going on here. Oh boy, that's not good at all. You have a 9, you're on a 9 monthly, so it should have a little bit of a rebound. I can look at the daily, sorry, the weekly. The weekly is bearish and with more downside, and the daily is how many viewers do we have? Oh wow, over 1,000. Jeez. And look at the daily, right? It hit a 9. It had a 1 to 4 candle correction, and now we're going down on a red 2 below a red 1. Next candle gets to the vicinity of the lows. I am bearish to Chinese stocks across all time frames, but the monthly is on a 9 bounce, so maybe it's over, but the weekly and the daily are still bearish. Maybe it'll bottom out next month, but right at the moment I'm still bearish.
All right. So further on that question, someone had asked about copper, so half precious metals. If you want to check it out, and that's furthering because some people like Tyler say and believe that copper can actually be used very well to understand both the US and global markets and the health and well-being of our economy. And I like pennies. Remember when you sent that YouTube video about pennies? It's quite funny.
About what?
The uselessness of pennies and how expensive they are.
Oh, yeah. There's a great video about how useless pennies are.
Except for if you flip them.
Yeah. Make a copy. Metals. Watch list. Man, that's a hard one. I don't know. It's rare, but you got me on copper. It's leaning bullish, but not by much. Only because of moving average crossovers, and it's bouncing off the lows, and the lows were prior highs. I'm leaning bullish copper, but I wouldn't get into the trade unless it's breaking like $2.90 or something, and then it can go to $3. There's not much here. Leaning a little bullish copper, which is weird because if we're going into like a global recession, then the price of copper should drop because then no one's going to be building anything, right? But the copper price is plummeted like a stone this entire year, and now the market is falling, but copper has been rising. So it's a bit contradictory to the economy, or copper has been leading, in which case the market is getting ready to rebound because companies are buying copper again. Builders are buying copper and stuff.
You know what's kind of interesting is that China's the second largest producer of copper in the world. So that may be kind of interesting how that goes. All right, from half precious metals into precious metals, someone asked about gold. Actually, a bunch of people asked about gold.
Gold?
Mm-hmm.
But I mentioned it. Yeah, market is pulling back a little bit. That's not good. I think I have too many tabs open.
Okay, and then 3 more questions. And then I need my coffee. It's 11:30 p.m. probably your time?
Mm-hmm.
Do you sleep?
No.
Okay.
I think this is temporary. I think the market is going to find a bottom in the near future, and gold's going to turn back down. This is the monthly gold, and if I have my other charts, right? That's why I don't want to. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it after this one. The other questions better be really, really quick. I was about to say, that doesn't look like gold. What is this? This is daily gold. It doesn't look like much. I think it's ready to flip over any minute now. I really think this gold move to the upside is coming to an end, but there hasn't been any specific signs of that. I would just wait. Ask me about gold in like a week. I think it's getting ready to roll over back to the downside.
Okay. Actually, fine. You can end on the last 3 questions, or you don't need your charts if you want. So, well, first, what's behind the idea of gaps being filled?
No, no, I'm not going to answer that. That's for my workshop. Next.
All right. What chance do we have if Bitcoin goes down to 1,000 that there would be a potential of mass adoption?
No, I mean, mass adoption is completely independent of the price of Bitcoin. They're unrelated to each other. You're actually better off if the price of Bitcoin kind of goes, maybe not down to 1,000, but if the price of Bitcoin goes lower, it'll be easier maybe for people to get into Bitcoin once it starts another bull market. Mass adoption has to do with psychology. Look, I'm sorry, guys. Every time I try to like the wallets, they all still suck. Like like I don't even want to explain to another person how to set up a Bitcoin wallet. Like it's always like 30 minutes of my life trying to get somebody to understand Bitcoin for the first time. I think mass adoption is going to take a while.
All right, Tone, we can call it.
Okay. All right, guys. Just want to once again do a shout out to Tangem Cards, the smart banknotes. They helped sponsor my workshop here in Singapore, and also Alipay, which is a merchant processor and a debit card processor for Bitcoin transactions. They were also a sponsor of my event here in Singapore. So go ahead and check them out. And if you guys like my work and want to support my work, please check out the affiliate page. If you're going to sign up for a TradingView account or VPN or BitMax or Deribit for your trading, please use these links. They help and support. And if you're going to do your Amazon shopping, I got to do Amazon shopping. My webcam broke. stopped functioning a couple of days ago. So when I get to Australia, I gotta find a store because I move around too much. So I don't think Amazon will deliver. I gotta see if Amazon delivers in Australia, but I gotta buy a new webcam. If you're gonna do Amazon shopping, please use these links. I added an Aruba workshop. I do need to change this to Aruba so that people know where the hell it is. But that is Aruba. And please check out the Unconfiscatable conference. The poker tournament, instead of just being celebrities, it is going to be open to all. I'm going to lower the price. It's not going to be one Bitcoin. I'm going to restructure these in the next 48 hours. You will see some differences. Also, keep an eye on the speakers. There will be a card for Saifedean Ammous, the author of the Bitcoin Standard. He has agreed to come and speak at the Unconfiscatable conference. So it is shaping out to be much, much, much better. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Leah, thank you for joining me this morning. And have a lovely day.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye, guys. Good luck trading.